Dear students, today I will discuss about expression for conductivity of substance. Conductivity and resistivity are the two quantities which describe the nature of the substance. So they are reciprocal to one another. That is, conductivity equal to reciprocal of resistivity, or resistivity equal to reciprocal of conductivity. So today I will discuss about the derivation. So this is a very important derivation as far as board exam is concerned. So the derivation is conductivity is represented by the equation n e square tau by m. So the conductivity is n e square tau by m. Conductivity of any substance. It may be metal, it may be insulator, it may be semiconductor or anything. We can write the symbol for conductivity as sigma, and for this is particularly we are deriving it for a conductor. N equal to sigma equal to n e square tau by m, where n is the number density of charge carriers. N is number density of charge carriers. Charge carriers or electrons here we can say. In conductors, electrons are the charge carriers. Here particularly electrons are the charge carriers in case of conductors, metallic conductors. And E is the magnitude of electronic charge. Is the magnitude of electron charge. Okay, so then next tau is the relaxation time. Relaxation time I have discussed in last class. It is the average time between two successive collision of the electrons. That is, when electron move within the conductor, it undergoes a series of collisions with the atoms or ions within the conductor. So that average time is called as relaxation time. Relaxation time tau. It is very small number. It is 10 power minus 14 second. That means within that time the electrons undergo collision with the atoms or nucleus. So atoms or other ions, etc. Okay. Then next m, here m stands for mass of electron. Mass of electron. So this is the derivation what I have to do now. So firstly, consider a portion of the conductor of cross-sectional area A, and we have applied electric field to the conductor. This is a small infinitesimal small portion. In a time delta t, the electrons drift from, say one electron drift from one end of the conductor to another end of the conductor. So delta t is not unknown time, it is a small time. Okay, so it is a small time, delta t time. Small time in which electron drift from this end to left end. So electric field is applied from left to right, whereas electrons are drifting, undergoing series of collisions with the ions or atoms, and it will reach the other end of the conductor in a small time delta t. So the drift of electrons is because of the quantity called electric field. Electric field is applied to the conductor, that's why the electrons are undergoing drift. So this is the idea, electrons are drifted opposite to the electric field. So this is the small portion of the conductor. In a time delta t, the electrons drift from say right hand of the conductor to the left end. Okay. So distance traveled, okay, that is equal to drift velocity into time. Drift velocity is the average time between successive collisions of the electron, with the ions opposite to the electric field. Always remember that drift velocity is opposite to the electric field. The electrons are drifting opposite to the electric field, hence drift velocity must be opposite to the electric field. Okay. So then the distance moved by the electron in a time delta t is velocity into magnitude of velocity into time. Distance equal to magnitude of velocity into time. Okay, so Vd into delta t. Okay. So now we have to write the expression for the drift velocity. So drift velocity is average velocity. I said already we derived in the previous class. So drift velocity Vd equal to acceleration into time. Initial velocity, average value of initial velocity is 0. So then acceleration can be written force by mass. Okay, force is F by m into tau. Now force is what? Force experienced by the electron due to electric field. In first chapter we studied, correct? So that is the force on the charge is charge multiplied by electric field. Charge on the electron minus E into E, okay, divided by mass into tau, relaxation time. So this is the expression for the drift velocity. Okay. So then magnitude of drift velocity. This is the drift velocity. Then magnitude of drift velocity we can write magnitude of drift velocity Vd equal to, magnitude is written like this, magnitude of drift velocity equal to E tau by m. So minus sign is there actually because drift velocity is Vd is opposite to the electric field, that's why there is a minus sign here. But magnitude, when I say E tau by m, all positive values are taken. Okay, so E is magnitude of electron charge, E is the magnitude of electric field, tau is the relaxation time, m is the mass of electron. Now this is the drift velocity with which electrons are drifting opposite to the electric field. Electric field applied to the right side, so electrons are drifting towards the left side of the conductor in the figure. Okay, so now the number density of the charge carriers or electrons in this portion of the conductor is n, number density. That is number of electrons per unit volume. Number of electrons per unit volume is called number density. So that is n, denoted by small n, number density of charge carriers. Okay. So the volume of this portion is area into delta x. So volume equal to delta V I will take, equal to area into delta x. Okay, that area into delta x is how much? Vd into delta t. Vd into delta t. Okay. So now how many charge carriers are present within this volume? Number of charge carriers. Number of charge carriers or electrons present in this volume. Carriers in delta V is equal to number density multiplied by volume. Number density multiplied by delta V. Okay. So that is NAVD into delta T. This is the number density of charge carriers. Okay. Number of charge carriers present within this volume. Number density multiplied by volume. Number density denoted by N. Volume is A delta x, where delta x is Vd into delta T. So finally NAVD delta T. Okay. So now due to electric field, the electrons are drifting. Due to electric field, electrons are drifting to the left. Okay. So now in this, the amount of charge carried from right end of the conductor to the left end, amount of charge carried will be equal to charge carried by electrons. Charge carried, total charge carried by all the electrons, by all electrons drifting, all electrons drifting towards left, drifting towards left, drifting towards left is equal to how much? So NAVD delta T into charge of one electron. So this is the amount of charge carried by all the electrons. So in a time, small time delta T from right end of the portion of the conductor to the left end. So that is equal to how many charge carriers are present? NAVD delta T multiplied by charge of one electron minus. Okay, so this is what the total amount of charge carried to the left. Now what we take, the charge carried in the direction of electric field, that means towards right. So this is a negative number because the electrons have negative charge. So when they move to the left, they carry a charge this much. this many electrons, drifting will carry this much amount of charge from here to here. Now current is flow of charges, rate of flow of charge, that is flow of charge per unit time. So we want the expression for current firstly. Okay, so current equal to delta Q by delta T. So what is the amount of charge flowing to the right in time delta T? So amount of charge flowing to the right, amount of charge flowing to the right in the form, there is no actually electron motion to the right, actually electrons are coming to the left, flowing towards right, okay, so that is equal to delta Q, I write delta Q, amount of charge flowing to the right to delta Q. So same thing, positive value, so NAVD delta T into E plus E, okay. So this is the amount of charge. Now current, due to all this charge flow to the right, actually the electrons are moving to the left, but we are taking a positive charge flow, amount of positive charge flowing in the direction of electric field. So that is equal to this much. So the current can be written, current I equal to, okay. So delta Q by delta T, current I equal to delta Q by delta T. NAVD delta T I, okay. So NAVD delta T into I into E divided by delta T. So then we can write current I equal to NEA VD. So this is the expression for the current I. So up to here. Next we are substituting the drift velocity value. Already we got drift velocity, magnitude of drift velocity equal to this much. Okay, so this is the expression for drift velocity here. Okay, so this is drift velocity expression. We substitute in this current expression. So current I equal to, okay, current I equal to NEA. Okay, now VD is substituted, EE tau by M. Okay, EE tau divided by M. EE tau divided by M. Okay, so then this expression becomes, okay, NE square, NE square, NE square A, NE square A, E tau divided by M. Okay, this is the expression for current. Now we already studied about one more quantity called current density. Okay, so current density equal to J equal to I divided by E. I by E. So above expression we have I equal to. Now bringing A to the left, we get I by E. Correct? So bringing A to the left, it becomes I by A. So what is left out to the RHS when you take to the LHS? So NE square E tau divided by M. Okay, so this is the expression for current density. J equal to current by area, NE square E tau by M, current density. Now we already studied current density definition, and we can write this in vector form as J equal to, in vector notation, J equal to NE square tau divided by M into E. E is electric field. Okay, so J vector equal to, current density is a vector quantity, so J vector equal to NE square tau by M into E vector. Okay, now comparing with, so this is the expression I get, comparing with the relation between J and E. J equal to, current density J equal to sigma into E. Current density J equal to sigma A, that is conductivity multiplied by electric field. So what we get finally, okay, so finally I get the expression for sigma. So conductivity sigma equal to, how much? Sigma and this bracket are same, no? J is there, E is there. So sigma equal to n e square tau divided by m. Okay, so this is the expression for conductivity, and also we can write resistivity equal to reciprocal. Okay, resistivity equal to rho equal to 1 by sigma. Reciprocal of this expression is resistivity. Rho equal to 1 by sigma, that is m upon n e square tau. M upon n e square tau. Okay, so this is the expression for the resistivity. Okay, so this expression for resistivity also completed. So this is the 5 marks question. Normally in annual exams they ask 5 marks question. So expression for conductivity. So conductivity is a quantity which says about the electrical conductivity of substance, whether it conducts good or not good. If it is a conductor, conductivity value should be very very high, whereas resistivity will be very very small because they are reciprocals. Okay, good conductors like copper, aluminium have high value of conductivity. Normally in our tables and all we see the value of resistivity instead of conductivity. So but here we derive the expression for conductivity, hence we can write a resistivity. So just I will brief it in 2 minutes. Consider a small portion of the conductor having the number density or charge density, number density of charge carriers or number of electrons per unit volume as n. Okay, so electric field is applied to the right, area of cross section is A, and in a time delta t, one electron moves from drifts from right end of the conductor to the left end. Okay, so in a time delta t, hence the distance moved by that electron can be taken as Vd into delta t. Okay, so where Vd is the drift velocity, that is the average velocity. Okay, then after that, drift velocity is acceleration multiplied by time, as average initial velocity is 0 for all the electrons taken into account, hence 0 plus a tau. Okay, so a is acceleration, force by mass. Okay, so force experienced by each electron is minus E into E electric field, where minus E is the charge on the electron and E vector electric field applied to the right of the conductor. Okay, so minus E into E by m, that is the that is the acceleration multiplied by relaxation time. Now magnitude of this is just E tau by m, that is the magnitude of the drift velocity. Now volume of this portion, we can take delta V equal to area of cross section, it is uniform cross section, so area of cross section multiplied by the length, so that is AVD delta T. And then the number of charge carriers drift in a time delta T, we can write n into delta V, that is NAVD delta T. So this is the number of charge carriers move in the conductor in a time delta T. Now amount of charge carried by these electrons when they move from right of the conductor to the left is NAVD delta T multiplied by charge on each electron. Now in respect to the electric field, when you take, so the amount of charge moved in the direction of electric field, amount of charge carried in the direction of electric field, same value but with the plus E we have to take, that is NAVD delta T into E. Okay, so then current due to electric field, how much delta Q by delta T, that is NAVD delta T by into E divided by delta T, so delta T cancels, so that is current expression NEAVD, very useful expression in finding the drift velocity of the electrons in the conductor. When we know the area of cross section and the current is set up in the conductor, we can find the drift velocity Vd equal to I upon NEA. Okay. So now we substitute the drift velocity expression here. So drift velocity E tau by m substituted in place of Vd here. So that is NEA, then Vd equal to E tau by m. Then E into E is E square. So n E square A E tau upon m. Then current density J equal to I upon A, current per unit area. Now take A to the LHS. So I by A is current density. So what is left out excluding A is n E square E tau by m. N E square E tau by m. Now we can write vectorially in vector notations. Current density J equal to n E square tau by m into E in terms of vectors. Then comparing with the Ohm's law in vector notation, This is the J equal to sigma is the Ohm's law in vector notation or equivalent form of Ohm's law in vectors. Okay, V equal to Ri is just a scalar expression in terms of current and voltage, that is scalar. Whereas in vector notation, current density J equal to sigma into E is the vector notation of the Ohm's law. Comparing with the J sigma E, with this J equal to n square tau by m into E, we get conductivity sigma equal to n square tau by m. Okay, so this is the ultimate expression which we need, and hence we can write resistivity rho equal to 1 by sigma equal to m upon n square tau. So this is about the derivation of sigma equal to n square tau by m, or in words also it can be asked like derive the expression, obtain the expression for the conductivity of charge carriers or conductivity in a metallic conductor or conductivity of a substance. Okay, so that's all about it. Next I will go to the next topic, that is resistors. Okay, so resistors I will discuss. So resistors are the components, they are the substances or components which provide resistance. So then the question is the resistance required? Yes, resistance is necessarily required in any circuit to restrict the current. So to limit the current, to control the current in any electronic circuit or electrical circuit, we have to put some resistance in the path. Otherwise a huge current flows and thereby causing damage or problem to the other sensitive or some devices. So we need to put some resistors in the path of the current in circuit. So that resistors are those small tiny devices what we use, they are called as carbon resistors. So resistors are two types mainly, wire bond resistors and carbon resistors. The purpose of resistors is to provide resistance, that is to provide opposition for the flow of charges. So that is like a gate, okay, a gate or a door which restricts the path of people, we can say. Okay, so that will control, that will limit, or there may be like a tap it is, okay, so that will control the flow of water in a tap. So that is resistor. Okay, now resistors are two types, wire bond resistors and carbon resistors. Wire bond resistors we use in the coil form or in the rheostat devices to, that is variable resistor actually. And carbon resistors are most extensively used in the electronic circuits of television, radio and many more electronic devices. So these are very tiny, they are small and they are economically very cheap also. They have a good duration of lifetime. Okay, so these wire bond resistors are small in size, so hence we cannot see the numbers. Value of resistance cannot be written on that, it is difficult to read. So for that what we do, we make a thing called color coding of carbon resistors. Wire bond resistors are huge, bulky and very costly also. It costs something like 1000 rupees if you go for purchasing a rheostat or wire bond resistors. Wire bond resistors are made up of nichrome, constantan, manganese, such materials whose resistivity does not vary much with the time. Okay, these are the alloys they are used in making standard wire bond resistors whose resistance or resistivity do not vary with the time for that reason. But they are very huge and bulky, we cannot use in small electronic gadgets. So we need to use small resistors, they are called as carbon resistors. I have shown the figure here that I will have coaxial rings or bands, we call coaxial rings or bands. So there will be 3 or 4 bands in a carbon resistor. Carbon resistor may have a resistance of very small value like 0.1 ohm. From 0.1 ohm to few gigaohm, up to that we can have resistance 0.1 ohm to gigaohm. That range of resistance is possible with a small resistor. Even though the size I have drawn a bigger one, it is about a few millimeter in length and few millimeter in diameter, even up to 1 centimeter length. Some little bit bigger carbon resistors also there. Okay. Okay, that will restrict the path of charge carriers, or it will restrict the current flow in the circuit. Okay, now here the left end and this is the right end. So the color coding is made such that four coaxial rings will be made on a carbon resistor, tiny objects. These are all tiny objects, coaxial ring. It is cylindrical in shape, and four rings are there normally, sometimes three only. So this carbon resistor, knowing the resistance value is done by color coding. So color coding means we have to assign some colors with some values. Okay, so for that one table we make use of. Okay, so here the first table is like this. The different colors, let me put first color. So then first digit and second digit, these colors are applied. First digit, second digits, they are first and second rings. First, second rings. Okay. So then third digit, that is multiplier actually. Multiplier, there is nothing but the third band, third ring. Third ring, it is nothing but multiplier. And the fourth one for tolerance. Fourth one for tolerance. So the various colors what we have, they are arranged in a particular order while making a color coding. So it is done from long back. Okay. So firstly it is the black color chooser, and digits will be 0, value will be 0, and multiplier value 10 power 0. Okay. So then brown value is assigned 1, and multiplier will be 10 power 1. If it is third digit, you have to take as brown, as 10 power 1 if it is third digit or third ring. The next red it is 2, then 10 power 2. Okay. Then orange 3, 10 power 3. Okay. Then yellow, next band. Okay, dear students, let me continue this. Here the resistors, carbon resistors, color coding of carbon resistors. Color coding means the carbon resistors are not written values on them. So instead of that, we put the rings. While manufacturing the resistors, small circuit components, the rings are made on the marked on the carbon resistors. On the body of carbon resistors, they are coaxial rings. There will be set of 3 or 4 rings. Okay, first ring signifies the first digit in the resistance value. Second ring signifies the second digit of the resistance value. Third ring signifies or says the multiplier. Multiplier means the value of power of 10. These are the multiplier values. Value of power of 10 to be multiplied with the first 2 digits. And the fourth ring or last ring, if it exists, so that says the tolerance of the resistance value. Tolerance means percentage variation of the resistance of the carbon resistor. So there will be 3 values. One is gold. If the last fourth ring is gold, then 5% plus or minus 5% variation we have to take. If it is silver, then plus or minus 10%. And if there is no band, that means only 3 rings are present, fourth band absent, then we have to treat the tolerance as 20%. Now let us calculate a few examples. You can find out the value of resistance if you know the color coding. So if you find a carbon resistor like this, anywhere in the circuit components like radio, television, or that we see that this kind of resistors, small resistors. So in that resistors, carbon resistors, okay. So if the color codes or color bands, color rings or bands on the carbon resistors are like this: red, yellow, grey, silver. Suppose you find these 4 colors on the carbon resistor, then what is the value of resistance we can take or assume from this? Okay, so firstly I said the first 2 colors, first 2 rings, first 2 colors, first 2 rings represent the first digit and second digit of the resistance value. So red, from the table red we can get 2. First digit, second digit, 2 it is. Red. So 2, then yellow means 4. So 2, 4, 24. Then grey. For grey, the third ring, grey, third ring is multiplier. The grey value 10 power 8 multiplier. Okay, so 24 into 10 power 8. Okay, then plus or minus silver. Silver means it is 10% tolerance. So 10%. Okay, then next, this value of resistance can be expressed as, okay, so 2.4 into 10 power 9 ohm plus or minus 10%. So this is the resistance value of the resistor with the 4 color codes, color rings, red, yellow, grey, silver. Now let us see another example. Suppose the color bands are brown, black, green. Okay, only 3 bands. Suppose brown, black, green. Only 3 bands are present on the carbon resistor. Then the value of resistance of this carbon resistor is, brown signifies 1, black means 0, into multiplied by green. Okay, so green from the table multiplier is 10 power 5. Green digit is 5. So the multiplier should be taken as 10 power 5 ohm. Then next, fourth band absent, so plus or minus 20%. Tolerance is taken as plus or minus 20%. So this is 10 into 10 power 5, that is 10 power 6 ohm plus or minus 20%. Or you can also write 1 mega ohm plus or minus 20%. 1 mega ohm plus or minus 20%. Okay, so these are the 2 examples. One more example I can give. Suppose the color codes are like this: white, blue, okay, white, blue, red and gold. So like this, 4 rings colors of the 4 rings. So white is 9, resistance value we can write 9. Blue value, it is 6. So 9, 6 into red 10 power 2 plus or minus. Gold means 5% tolerance, that much ohm resistance. So this is the value of resistance of that resistor. It is 96 into 10 power 2, 96 into 100. You can write 9.6 into 10 power 3. You can also write this value 9.6 into 10 power 3 ohm plus or minus 5%, or you can also write 9.6 kilo ohm plus or minus 5%. 9.6 kilo ohm plus or minus 5%. So this is about the example where colors converted into resistance value. Now reverse calculation. Suppose you want to design a circuit where you need to search for resistors. We know the value of resistance, how much required in the circuit, how much resistance is required. Now to get that resistance, what we have to do is reverse calculation. So how to search the resistor from the rack of resistors. There are plenty of resistors. I have to search for a particular resistor. So the calculation is reverse. Reverse means we know the resistance value, we need to find out a resistor suitable for that resistor. So that is reverse calculation. So for example, if I want a resistor of 4.7 kilo ohm, resistance value 4.7 kilo ohm plus or minus 5%. Now what should be the color bands on that resistor? What should be the color bands? So but directly I cannot write 4 is this yellow, 7 is violet, like that I cannot write. So I have to express the given number firstly in the form 2 digits and a multiplier power of 10, then percentage. So this can be converted, this resistance value can be converted like this: 4.7 into 10 power 3 plus or minus 5%. Okay. So that is equal to, kilo means 10 power 3, so 4.7 into 10 to 3. But this is not okay, this decimal point is not required here. So I can write 47, then 10 power 2 okay, plus or minus 5%. Then I can write the color bands or rings on the carbon resistor, rings or colors, okay, like this. Color bands should be, okay, so 4 is yellow, okay, yellow, then 7 is violet, the second ring must be violet, 10 power 2 is red, and 5% is gold. So these 4 bands must be there on the carbon resistor. So its value will be 4.7 kilo ohm plus or minus 5%. Yellow, violet, red, gold. Now one more example is like this. Suppose if we have the resistance value, okay, 0.1 ohm plus or minus 10%. 0.1 ohm plus or minus 1%. This is the least value of resistance which is possible by using color coding. Okay, so this 0.1 resistance value 0.1 ohm. So we can rewrite this equal to, okay, 0.1 can be written as 10 into 10 power minus 2, okay, plus or minus 10%. So 0.1 can be rewritten as 10 into 10 power minus 2 plus or minus 10%. So now the color codes or the rings will be, rings of the colors, or this color will be what? So 1 stands here brown, okay, then 0 is black, the 4 rings are like this, 0 black, then 10 power minus 2, multiply 10 power minus 2 is silver color, the third band must be silver, then 10% tolerance, again it is silver, 10% tolerance also silver, 10 power minus 2 also multiply this, 10 power minus 2 also silver. So the 4 bands will be like this, brown, black, silver, silver. These are the 4 bands or rings present on the resistor. Then we can get a resistance of 0.1 ohm plus or minus 10%. Plus or minus 10% means 10% of this 0.1. So this value of resistance may vary from 10% less than 0.1 or 10% more than 0.1. That means 10% of 0.1 is 0.01. So the value of resistance can be 0.09 ohm to 0.11 ohm. This is what the tolerance means. Okay, from where to where the value of resistance varies for given tolerance. Okay, so then the one more example for getting the resistor colors, knowing the value of resistance. One more example. If it is the resistor, okay, so 2.5 mega ohm plus or minus 20%. So what should be the color code or colors on the carbon resistor? Again I said that 2.5 mega ohm is there, mega means 10 power 6. So the resistance can be written 2.5 into 10 power 6 ohm plus or minus 20%. Okay, so then we can write it as 25 into 10 power 5. 25 into 10 power 5. 10 power 6 is there. I write this 2.5 as 25. So 10 power 1 is taken to 2.5. So 10 power 5 remains. Then plus or minus 20%. So the color bands are 2 is red, then 5 is green. Okay, so then 10 power 5 again green, multiplied is also green, 10 power 5. 20% means tolerance, 20% no band. That means only 3 bands with the colors red, green, green present on the carbon resistor. So like this we can find out the value of resistance if you have a resistor with you. And another way, if you want particular resistor, you know which value of resistance you need to put in the circuit. Then reverse calculation, that is value of resistance is known, which bands should be present on the resistor to pick it from a rack having so many resistors. So like this you can do calculation. And this table is very important. Without that you cannot do this any calculation here. Okay, so the color codes, so different colors are like this. Black 0, it is for first digit and second digit from first ring and second ring. Multiplier is 10 power 0. Brown is 1, 10 power 1. Red 2, 10 power 2. And orange, if it is first and second rings, we have to choose digits 3 and 3. And if it is a third ring, orange is there, then multiplier value 10 power 3. So on it continues. There is a shortcut method to remember this order of colors. Order of colors: black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, grey, white, gold, silver, and last band absent. No band or no ring. Okay. In such case, how to remember this? It is not very easy to remember without knowing this method. So the method is like this: the first letter of every band, every color is taken, and we make a sentence. Okay, so we can find in some private books and all. So that is B.B. Roy. Okay, B.B. Roy of Great Britain has very good wife wearing gold silver necklace. So B.B. Roy of Great Britain has very good wife wearing gold silver necklace. So this is the shortcut way we can remember. It's not a standard way, it is a way to remember the sequence or order of colors, so that easily we can coding or decoding of resistors we can make and find the resistance. And this finds very important role in your future studies also, in BSc or engineering or even in diploma also, and any electronic gadgets you are handling and resistors are using, you must know this method to find the resistance value or to find the colors of resistors if you know the value of resistance. Okay, so we will continue in the next class.